Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Besides, a different me, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cowboys have finally done it. Took his own sweet time, but Jerry Jones finally got it done. We're going to talk about that, plus get you caught up on all the Major League Baseball action, and we're going to get on out of here for the night because your boy got work in the morning. So let me go ahead and bring everybody in. First, my co-host, this man has forgotten more baseball than I would ever know. That's because all I do all day is chase Asian women when I'm not working. I should be watching baseball, but I'm just chasing all the Asian women, trying to get one in this corner, that corner, and I don't know. Let me go ahead and bring my man 7 in. 7, what's up? I think you muted.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but maybe the fact that you want to keep him put in the corner is kind of part of the problem. You might want to work on that, bro.
I'm trying to catch them. Man, look, I'm trying to catch them all, cuz I'm trying to catch them all.
Like
Pokeball, go. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead and bring my man Ando in real quick. Ando, what's up? Damn.
Shit, I'm 7. I muted myself. My bad. My bad. And Will, if you want to get that Asian market, you need to follow
careful with Asian market gets a trigger word in the United States.
Hold on. If he wants to get the Asian women, he needs to follow FGD7 on TikTok and watch his most recent TikTok about the sundresses, and that will help you. By the way, I saw that today and freaking died laughing, man.
Oh God! Like I saw that idea just that idea just popped in my head. I saw that. I was like, "This is
beautiful, beautiful."
That was so good. Good job, man.
That said, when you said the Cowboys done it. They finally done it. I thought you said they won the Super Bowl. And then I realized we ain't even through week 1. The Cowboys, the Cowboys ain't winning the Super Bowl.
No, Jerry Jones is still alive, bro.
Dude, did you see what Jerry said in the news?
I'm going to talk about that when we get to the NFL.
Oh,
so hold on.
My God, I'm holding. I can't hold it for long, but I'm holding, bro. I'm holding.
That's what she said.
Oh, man. But yeah, they finally did it. We're gonna get into it. But first, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go over our 7th inning stretch. Let's go.
I want to be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints.
Real quick, before you get started, 7, I do want to say one more thing. I'm a pro wrestling fan.
Oh,
This sort of kind of hurt your boy. Sid Vicious, man. Rest in peace.
yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. That one
Kind of out of
hurt my heart a little bit earlier too. That's
I didn't
talent.
even know who was sick.
No.
I honestly I didn't either. I hadn't seen that, and I try to stay up on that stuff. So I was kind of sad about that one.
All right, so go ahead, bro.
So go ahead and start off with this. Today marked a first in Major League Baseball history with Danny Jansen of the Boston Red Sox playing for 2 teams in one game for the first time. Back in June, the Red Sox started a game with the Toronto Blue Jays that Danny Jansen was then playing for as catcher. And that game got rained out in the 2nd inning, and it was made up today as part of a doubleheader as the Sox and Jays have started another series today. And at the deadline, Danny Jansen was traded from the Jays to the Red Sox. And Danny Jansen played in the game today. That was the continuation of that one, playing catcher. And when they actually started the game, he was catching for the at-bat that he was hitting for when the game was suspended back in June, and he had to be pinch hit for because obviously he was no longer on the team. So very, very interesting stuff. First time in baseball history that has happened. I can't wait until the next time it happens, and then we can start having the discussion about who was the best player to play for 2 teams in one game. And nobody will have any idea what happened because it's fucking Danny Jansen. Nobody cares.
I know that happened once in the NBA back in, I want to say the 60s or the 70s. Philadelphia 76ers were taking on the New Jersey Nets. They had a game that was canceled, they had a game that was started, and then it had to be postponed, I think, to like electrical issues or whatnot. Then they came back to the game, and one of the guys that were on there were traded from Philadelphia to New York or New Jersey. So doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's pretty big.
Yeah. It's a weird thing to think about that. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
A player. I mean, you're not going to ever see that in the NFL, probably. I mean,
oh God, no.
Unless DeMar Hamlin had been traded from the Bills to the Bengals between when he died on the field and when they did the makeup. Right. I mean,
but that would have had to been like a very early part of the season. That would have had to been like a week 2 or week 3 matchup. So,
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like it would have had to have been kind of a weird thing for.
And that's number 1. Number 2, when was the last time that they canceled the game and postponed it for a later date? I mean, besides COVID, I can't remember a time that they've canceled the game and just A, flat out not played it, or B, hey, we're going to play it at a later date. So,
yeah, no, that's the other thing is that doesn't happen in the NFL, so you're not going to see it. And our resident hockey expert Gene isn't here to confirm, but I don't think it's ever happened in the NHL either.
I don't think so either.
Just a kind of a weird piece of sports history. I know the scorebook from that game is going to Cooperstown, and I know they took Danny Jansen's jersey and probably his cleats as well, and that's going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So just interesting piece there. The other major thing out of Major League Baseball, there were 2 things. One, the plate umpire for the Yankees game yesterday left the game in the 5th inning because a bat broke, and the broken piece of the bat hit him in the neck, and he ended up with a concussion.
Yep.
We talk a lot of shit about umpires here just because we can, and we're fucking armchair sportscasters. Make no mistake, we don't ever want to see anybody get hurt in a game.
Oh God, no.
And so hopefully, best wishes to him and his family. Can't even remember the name of the umpire. That's a good thing. It's a guy that does his job. That's what that means. And I just hope, he gets to feeling better and he doesn't miss too much time behind the plate and on the field as an umpire, because you don't do that job unless you really enjoy it. So
for sure.
I hope that he gets better. And then the final piece that we've got for baseball that I thought was majorly important. Pittsburgh Pirates announced today that O'Neal Cruz, the tallest shortstop in Major League Baseball at 6'7", is being moved to center field. That is going to be his new position for the rest of the season and moving forward. He has a league-leading 28 errors at the shortstop position this year. With his athleticism and his speed specifically, because he is definitely a very quick guy, especially for being 6'7". It's definitely better for him to be in center field. I feel like more time to react, and he can use that verticality, especially jumping over the walls and shit like that. Maybe rob a couple home runs.
Yeah.
And the Pirates did it now because they are in last place in the division, and they have not been technically eliminated from the playoffs yet, but
it's on the way.
It's sooner rather than later. It's going to happen. And so they're just getting a head start on next season.
Yep. I gotta say, I think that's a smart move. Especially, I mean, you look at guys like Aaron Judge who are that tall.
Yeah,
how many
is about the same size as him? He's just white. So
yeah. I think it's a smart move, honestly. You want that height and you want that wingspan in the outfield to even if it happens twice a week, to rob points, to rob runs coming off the board. I think it's smart. It's always going to be like oh my God, are we going to see a game-saving catch over the wall? Hey, as a fan of baseball, I would love to see it. If we had something like that in Seattle, yeah. I mean, I watch what games I can, but being in Iowa, it's kind of hard for me to get Mariner games. So,
man, who do you have for your cell phone carrier?
Verizon.
You need to switch to T-Mobile before the start of next baseball season.
Okay.
Because you'll get MLB TV for free. And because of where you're at, unless the Royals are playing the Mariners, you'll be able to watch the Mariners games. That's why I have it. It's because that's why I can watch Red Sox games. Is unless they're playing the Royals, I get to watch the Red Sox game.
Switch it. I'll look into that for next year.
Yeah, highly recommended. That's the one reason I use T-Mobile, is because I don't want to have to pay for MLB TV.
Yeah. Other news that I have for baseball, while we're on the subject of the Mariners, they fired Scott Service this week.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I didn't after the bullshit series we had. And then they ended up going 2-1 against the Giants this week.
Yeah.
And then they are currently tied with the Rays, but it's the bottom of the second. So
do you feel like replacing Scott Cervais was the right move, or was it kind of too early thing?
Personally, I just kind of see, I don't know how I felt about him as manager, right? Because you get those managers. Girardi was the big one that I didn't think was a great manager for the Yankees. He was kind of more of that rah guy. I'm going to cheer from the sidelines. Rah, I'll do this for the team. I think he was the complete opposite of what Joe Torre was. He was a strategist. And I think Joe Torre kind of sat in the back and was like, you guys do the game, I'll do the managing, and that's it. Scott Service didn't really hit me as either. He wasn't really the rah type of guy. But he wasn't that guy that I didn't think was real good at strategizing for the game, and he didn't really put the best game plan in play. I love that Dan Wilson is getting a crack at it. I think that's going to be awesome. We'll see what happens. Then again, I'm a big Dan Wilson fan. I loved him when he played for the Mariners as a catcher. Anytime that a Mariners player can kind of get their due, I think it's great, man.
It's and also I think if he gets the skipper job, because I know that they've said they're going to do an actual search after the season, which completely understandable. You should as an organization.
Yeah.
But excuse me. Yeah. But if you have him and one other candidate and kind of they're virtually tied, the fact that he has history with the organization should put him over the edge.
Absolutely. Yep.
That is the type of thing that can help bring some distant fans back a little closer, boost some revenue in, especially because you're losing a bit of the Japanese base that you had as an organization because of the fact that you now have Shohei in LA and that's certainly just as close to Japan as
Seattle.
As fucking Seattle. You've got Imanaga in Chicago. Masataka Yoshida in Boston.
Yeah. And those are all bigger markets than Seattle. Let's be real.
They are bigger markets, but I don't think it's just about that. I think it's the issue that Seattle faces with the Japanese base that they've had previously because of Ichiro is that there's not currently a dominant Japanese player on the roster. So you either have to fix that, which I mean, there's no reason to force that and bring a Japanese player over that's not going to be able to do anything in the league, or you tap back in and you do that thing where somebody that the fan base appreciates is in a leadership position within the organization, especially like a skipper or a GM type role, because they're a little bit more in the front of the organizational view from the fans, and so they're able to draw that attention in better. So I like it. Like, I mean, it'd be like if Sean Payton bought the Saints. Like, people are going to come back to the Saints because of that.
Yeah. I got to say, as a Mariners fan, I don't think the team has had a real solid skipper on the team since Lou Piniella, and that's saying something because that's almost 20 years since Piniella was the skipper.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was the skipper the last time the Mariners really had a solid baseball team. So
it's I mean, in situation matters. We talk about that a lot, and that's not just a baseball thing. That's a thing in sports as a whole, and at any level, the right coach will get the right things out of the right player. And if you can as an organization provide a more impactful leader that can ignite your organization, that is also going to draw attention. So, yeah, like I said, and that's why I said, like, he would need to be equal with another candidate.
Yeah.
For the hometown feel to be the thing that pushes him over. For it to make sense. I'm not saying they should just pick him. This isn't an Antonio Pierce thing. He hasn't proven himself and truly taking control the way that Antonio Pierce did. That was a completely different scenario.
Right.
But if it makes sense, which clearly it makes sense enough to put him in an interim role. So if he's doing well and there's not somebody that is, obscenely more qualified, give him the job. Give him 4 years to truly start to build something and then reevaluate what you're doing at that point. I'm not saying give the guy a 10-year deal.
Oh, absolutely not.
4 or 5 year deal. Here's a shot to really, because the Mariners are already moving in a decent direction. They were just a playoff team, last season?
2 years ago. Because last year they just missed out.
Okay, so 2 seasons before they were a wild card team.
Yep.
Why?
And they still won the series against the Blue Jays. Is it a series or a playing game? Either way, they beat the Blue Jays, which I have a lot of Blue Jay fans that I follow online through Twitter and TikTok, and
good fan base. I like Blue Jays.
They were a bit salty, but to be fair, I mean, if there's any fan base that's suffering like Seattle, it would be Toronto.
Yeah, that's Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, more hockey so than anything else. I mean, the Maple Leafs. Goddamn, dude, let's get the Maple Leafs a damn Stanley Cup.
Canadian hockey fans in general are suffering.
Oh God, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, otherwise I'm all right. I think as long, I think you played out the rest of this year because the Mariners, if I remember right, are still in the hunt for the wild card. They are still 4 games back of the Astros. Astros, did they lose today? Astros lost today to the Phillies. And then, like I said, the Mariners are currently tied middle of the third. So there's still time, not a lot. So the Mariners could pull it off and still make it in either as the division winner or as a wild card team. Just play fundamental baseball, get it right, and you'll be good to go.
What's up, Evan? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for
What's up, man?
Boom. Let's go, man. Let's go, Cougars.
There is a lot of potential in that roster, and I'm legit jealous that you guys have Justin Turner right now. I really wish Julio Rodriguez could figure out what's going on and get himself fixed. So I like J-Rod, but he's an enigma. I think there's a little. unfortunately, I think he's one of those players where his personality is kind of getting in the way.
Agreed. Kind of like a Juju Smith-Schuster, so to speak, right?
That's
where he's letting the game and the fame kind of be like, cool, the fame is who I am now. Still got to be fundamental with your stuff, man.
And I know that Evan loves J-Rod, but I like when J-Rod is on, he's a fantastic player.
Oh, absolutely.
He's an electric guy to watch, like Jazz Chisholm. Just great to watch when he's on.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is when he's on and when he's a problem are not in the balance that they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the J. But no, it's if he could get right, I mean, that would be a huge boost to that team. But I think that off-season moves and who you guys pick as coach is going to have a huge direction.
Yep.
I hope for your sake and for the sake of the fan base in Seattle, you guys don't start a rebuild with a new coach. That did not happen.
What's another 20 years without a playoff appearance? Let's go.
You just need to keep building from where you're at because there's already a decent foundation laid.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
All right, you guys, we're going to head on to the main story of the night in the huddle. Let's go ahead and bring up the huddle, talk about this stuff, and then we'll go over anything else that everyone else may have. Let's go. All right. CD Lamb. The Cowboys finally did it. 4 years, $136 million extension. Good Lord.
I have a theory, and it kind of connects to what we were talking about at the top of the show. I think this deal happened because Jerry Jones wanted to distract from the fact that he made a complete jackass out of himself in a fucking interview over the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm
glad
serious.
Seven knows where I'm going with that.
And that's the thing is like, again, I've stated very clearly I do not believe that CD Lamb is the guy. I just don't. Does he have talent? Absolutely. But I don't think he's the guy. And I don't know why. I don't know why Dallas is going that far all in on him, except for the fact that they don't really have a choice right now to do anything else, because I highly doubt anybody's going to give them a sizable return for a guy that was just holding out for a contract.
Who's the Dallas's number 2 receiver?
Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
He is not a number 1.
No,
absolutely not a number 1.
And that's like I said, they didn't have a choice.
Nope.
You should have, if you didn't want to pay CD, you should have traded him at the draft. Somebody needed a solid one wide receiver. And maybe in a different situation without Mike McCarthy, we get a different version of CD that more encapsulates what I think a number 1 should be. And I don't know what that situation looks like and what trade would have made sense. I'm not a GM type. But if Dallas wanted to not pay CD, they should have traded him at the draft. But, was it 4 years, $136 million deal?
I think $100 million guaranteed as well.
Yeah. That's and are they going to pay Dak?
That's what I'm about to ask.
I mean, they kind of have to. Without Dak, I mean, dude, without Dak, you don't have a team. Without Dak and without CeeDee Lamb, you don't have that off. That offense is the equivalent of Tampa Bay offense in 86, 87 with Vinny Testaverde. You don't scare anybody with that offense without Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
So basically, Michael Parsons is the man out.
Yep.
He's the man out.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's fair. It's and Evan, I'll get to your stupid fucking comment in a minute. The thing for me on that offense is you don't have the ability to get anything meaningful for Dak. You just don't. And after this season, he's a free agent unless they sign him. And at this point, because of the fact that it's not done, if it doesn't get done by the start of the season, I think Dak's a free agent.
Wow.
So now you have to risk losing your starting quarterback for zero fucking compensation, except I think they might, because I know comp picks are a thing in the NFL. There might be like a 3rd or 4th round comp pick that they can get if they don't sign him. I can't remember how that stuff works, but
I think that's more off of the restricted free agents. So that would be people coming off of their rookie deals when they first re-sign. I don't know if Dak would follow under that at this point.
And that's the thing is I legitimately don't know that so there could be that, but that's the best thing that they can hope for if they don't get a deal done with Dak by the start of the season.
Yeah.
And if you're Jerry Jones, where you just made a complete fucking fool out of yourself in an interview saying that you were going to be the GM of the Dallas Cowboys until you're dead.
And that nobody else can do the job better than I'm doing. That's the part that pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
If you were that good at your job, right? You're the best GM. Why do you not have any Super Bowl appearances, yet alone Super Bowl championships? You have no Super Bowl appearances. You can't even make it to the NFC Championship game. That's my dilemma with it. Jerry is still hung up on his 92, 93, and 95 championships that he can't see that times are changing, and he still believes that he is. Maybe he thinks he's the best owner because he's been around for so goddamn long and he just won't fucking croak. Sorry for the language. But the dude needs to go. The dude is out of touch. He needs to go. Pass it down to his kid and let his kid run the franchise.
Here's the thing with Jerry is, how often does a trade come up with the Dallas Cowboys where we're sitting here on Monday night looking at each other, trying to figure out what the hell Jerry was thinking?
Yeah.
Or deal.
I think that every week during football season with what Jerry's doing.
And that's the thing. And like what Evan said, start over with a QB you like on a rookie deal. I'd rather start over with a QB you like on a rookie deal than pay the most unclutched QB in the league a contract that will prevent you from building a team that can win a ring. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yep.
I think that's it.
And that's why, don't give me, and I think Burrow kind of falls on it, but Burrow's one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks right now. So he really can't qualify for it. But that's why I like what the Chiefs did and letting Mahomes control the contract that he has, because Mahomes can take money off the table, which allows the Chiefs to make moves when they need to. And then Mahomes gets paid towards the end of the season.
Let's not forget, Mahomes is still getting fucking paid.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anybody on this show will say that Mahomes is not getting paid.
When he restructures his contract, when anybody restructures their contract, any NFL player, when they restructure their contract, unless it's somebody that's bad and trying to keep their job.
Yeah. Fucking Daniel Jones will restructure his contract next year.
Right. Mahomes, Burrow, fucking, and those type of guys. All they're doing is getting their money in a signing bonus to start the season. So that's all they're doing, is they're just converting it to money that doesn't impact the salary cap. They're still making paper.
Yeah.
So from that, because of that, the Chiefs, because Mahomes does that, the Chiefs have the ability to put money that impacts the salary cap into other places where they need it.
Yep.
And Dak isn't going to do that. He wants guaranteed money. Guess what? Guess where guaranteed money doesn't go? It's not a signing bonus.
Doesn't take you very far in the playoffs.
Nope.
Guaranteed money is your that's your salary cap.
Mm-hmm. All right, real quick. I do want to get into one more thing, then we get on out. Juju Smith-Schuster is back for you guys. What y'all think?
Let's go. I think that's a solid move.
What y'all think?
Oh, thank God.
I think Seven and I agree it's a solid move. First off, it brings veteranism back into the locker room. Your most experienced receiver that you have on that team right now is Kadarius Toney. Nope. When you have
the most experienced receiver on that team right now is Mecole Hardman.
And
Mecole Hardman's not going anywhere.
Okay.
He'll be on the team. Mecole Hardman makes a team.
Yeah, but when your questionable number one is Kadarius Toney, and Seven, I'm going to steal a line that you used from the Sports Report chat. When Kadarius Toney has more issues with Butterfingers than Bart Simpson does, you need to go. There it is, right there. You can leave, sir. That's why I said I had to give Seven his credit. But no, I like the idea. I was talking about this with my sister, who's a big Chiefs fan. Juju Smith-Schuster, if he's not in the starting 3 receivers, will be a great addition coming off the bench. I still think it's Rashee Rice. I still think it's Xavier Worthy that will start. And then you have Sky Moore.
Nope.
You have you don't. I'm sorry. Hold on. What did you say? Tony's gone. My sister says Tony is gone. But Xavier Worthy obviously will be there. He's the first round rookie draft pick that they have. He'll stay. Rashee Rice, he's good. Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously, I think Sky Moore stakes it. I like Jalen Watson, number 84. I think he's a solid receiver in the slot. And I'm missing one.
Hold on. There is just a second. So one of the Chiefs' big content creators, Farzan Busogian, his prediction of the wide receiver room is, I think, probably going to be the closest to being accurate. And he has Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Justin Watson, Mecole Hardman, Juju, and rookie Nico Remigio.
Okay. And that's the one that played. That's the one that played rugby, right?
No, the one that played rugby is Luis Rees-Zammit.
Okay.
Nobody has him making the team. I have not have him make the team yet.
Okay.
I think he'll be a practice squad guy that they bring up once he gets more experience with the game, because that's his problem right now. That Juju's salary is in TikTok gifts. A galaxy every time he steps onto the field for a play. But no, I think that's the most accurate depiction of the Chiefs wide receiver room.
And I don't have an argument with that. I think that's a solid receiver room.
The only thing that I will change about that is because Hollywood Brown got that clavicle injury.
Yep.
And he's going to miss at least week 1, possibly week 2. For that first 2 weeks, you could see either it would probably be Sky Moore over Kadarius Toney. It wouldn't be a practice squad guy. He would be kept on for that first 2 weeks and then moved to the practice squad if he clears waivers. But a lot of week 1 will be different than the rest of the season because of Hollywood Brown's injury and his recovery.
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Hold on. 2 things did come out. Obviously, we talked about Lamb's deal. The Packers just picked up a backup quarterback. I don't know if you guys heard this. They traded for Titans backup quarterback Malik Willis. And then the Broncos are in the process of trading wide receiver Tim Patrick. If there are no suitors before the beginning of the season, he will be cut.
Yeah, he'll be cut.
Yep.
No, because I didn't see anything out of Tim Patrick that made me believe he was worth somebody picking him up. Yeah. So he's going to be on a practice squad somewhere by this time.
The issue that I have with Patrick is last year he got hurt in training camp, or he got hurt in the preseason last year. And then he got hurt halfway through the season before that. And then the season before that, he was good. So he's been bogged down by injuries the last year and a half, 2 seasons. It's hard to make any kind of dent or keep any kind of momentum when you can't stay on the field. When he's been on the field, I think he's been a solid receiver. But as an owner, as a GM, do you take that risk in hoping that he will stay healthy to get you some plays?
And that's the thing is, when you have a young player that's unproven, it's not like this was a first round guy at a college that was, had a huge amount of attention. And then he has 1 season that's above average his rookie year, and everything since then has been hampered down by injury. Nobody wants to continue that deal because you're going to have to decide if you want to pick up his 5th year option. And it's better to let him get cut and let that end. And then maybe you bring him in on a mini deal and make him prove himself again, give him time to really develop on the practice squad for a little while, and then move him up mid-season because of an injury or something when you have a need.
You can't throw him right into the middle of an actual game speed game. Put him on the practice squad, give him time to build up that stamina and that rhythm again.
He's a 4th year guy with basically a season and 3/4 of experience. That's a problem for NFL teams. And it should be.
Should be.
It should
All
be.
right, you guys.
I wouldn't want my team signing somebody like that.
Well,
All right, you guys.
can I just say I'm sorry we don't talk about the Saints because there's nothing going down in New Orleans.
Hey,
real
the
quick,
Saints
let's go over
have
everything what we're doing this week. Tell me what you got going on, man.
not a lot. Hold on. I'm surprised you didn't want to talk about Zion's glow up, man.
Nope, didn't want to talk about it. Nope.
Damn,
didn't wanna
dude.
talk about it. 'Cause it's
Will
gonna happen all
is
over- 'cause it's
Will
gonna
is
happen
so
all
on
over
point
again.
today with New Orleans disappointing him. He just be like, nope, next question.
Next question.
That's
Next
because
question.
New Orleans sports is just
Oh crap. What did Bring My Chicken just do? He just give you $2 there, Will?
yeah. He just threw a couple of bucks into us. Well, thank you, Evan.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Appreciate you, man. What you got
and
going on this week, Seth?
Brady, go fuck yourself. What's going on? Check out the TikTok, mental health content, and sometimes some funny stuff.
Like sundresses.
Yeah, talking about different types of sundresses. See my TikTok for more information on the Fuck My Life 5000. Or no, I'm sorry, Fuck My Future 5000.
Yep. And then the child support sundress 5000.
The child support generator 5000 was also a crowd pleaser. In fact, it's sundresses. They're all crowd pleasers.
Yes.
They're
all classics. Never lost.
Lots of content on TikTok because I'm really trying to drive the mental health piece and the other stuff that I do. And then I am slowly starting to put away my Red Sox gear because for the love of God, we have fucking fallen apart. I think I'm gonna get my Diamondback jersey back out because I think Arizona is just about to surprise the fuck out of some people in the playoffs again.
There you go. Ando, what you got, man?
I am also in the middle of my TikTok game. I don't have my tag down here, wherever that is, right there.
There you go.
I got a big old dinosaur dragon behind me. He wanted to say hi, so I gave him a new little neck piece and that kids championship belt. So, oh really? Damn, Will, that's cold. That is fucking cold. But no, I'm also in the TikTok game. I'm doing the find your favorite sports teams on TikTok. I personally call it Lost and Found. I got a list of this many people through like 4 days that I still have to do, and that's not including like the last 2 weeks that I still have to do. Other than that, it's work. Try to keep a sane life with my boss, not completely, hating me, and living life, man. Trying to stay away from that resurgence of COVID that all my coworkers are getting. So.
All right, you guys. I want to say thank you for everybody coming out.
Whoa, Will.
Bro, I gotta go.
What you got? What you got?
I gotta go. I gotta
go.
go.
That's what you got going on. Got it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. I appreciate everybody rolling through. Thank y'all for coming through to this season's edition of the Sports Report. We'll be back again next week. We're gonna get more into these games as preseason is over. We're gonna talk about the regular season, what our teams are doing. God, this Saints suck. God, Florida State sucks. And we'll see you guys again next week right here on the Sports Report Podcast. Everyone have a good week and take care.
Fuck Rob Manfred, Jerry Krause, Jerry Jones, and Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yep.
Yeah, Jerry Reinsdorf.
Fuck Jerry Krause.